Yeah. Hello, everyone. We would like to welcome you once again to church discussions at Fortress of Hope Church International Midrand Assembly. Today, we are not alone. We have a whole team of our 4C teens. They said, please put put that teens in bold so people know who exactly we are and who is here with us today. So I know there's a lot of excitement, but I also just want to let you know that in this discussion that we are having today, I am not alone, and I have my co-host who's going to introduce herself just now.
Thank you, Msizi. My name is Amanda, and I'm so happy to be back here. But most importantly, ngihamba namaphathi namhlanje. The teens, the Super Jesus Kids teens, I'm happy to be here with them today. We're going to be having an amazing conversation. Nothing too serious about what's happening around the world around us. We're going to have a conversation about social media. But first of all, I want to ask everybody, Super Jesus Kids, are you guys ready?
Yeah!
I'm going to need more
Yeah,
energy.
yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah,
ready? So we're going to
Love
start
the
over
energy.
this side with the intros so they can
Yes.
let us know who they are before we start our conversation.
Yes. Let's give a chance to introduce yourself.
Hi. Hi, my name is Owami Mhlanga.
Hello everyone, my name is Ngabo Mavundla.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindo Telezi.
Hello everybody, my name is Awande Mpofana.
Hello everyone, my name is Zenande Mkhize.
Hello everyone, my name is Ngaba Koma.
Amen.
Oh man, yes. So I would say to you guys, I know you're watching this. Please clap your hands for our guests as they've introduced themselves. I'll give Amanda to introduce the topic to us, and maybe while you're at it, you'll just like take your time, think about it, maybe just reflect on it to say, what does this exactly mean to you if you're watching this as a teenager, as a young person, wherever you are right now. Just please also just comment here and say, okay, this is what the topic means to you. This is what the conversation means to me. If there's stuff that they say that you relate to, please also just comment on that. Tell us your stories. Please engage with us as you are watching and listening this with us today.
Of course,
Yes.
Mrs. You're absolutely correct. So today's topic is faith and doubt, social media and technology. We all know that social media can be a double-edged sword. It can either be a tool that connects us, but it can also be the tool that causes us to compare our lives with unrealistic filters, right?
True.
And I think we are such a digital age, and there's no one else better to tell us about social media than the people that actually consume it a lot. The teens, you guys are TikTokers. I know we
Or
follow
on
each
their
other.
phones.
Yes, we see each other on the social media streets,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So we're just gonna have a light-hearted conversation about social media and faith and how that impacts you as a young person. Most importantly, a young person here at Fortress of Hope Church International Midrand Assembly. So yeah, the first question is, how do you think social media has impacted your relationships and your self-esteem? So how has social media impacted the way that you relate to your friends, your family, everyone around you, and yourself?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to take it? Yes, Linda.
Yes.
For me, I don't know, but then I think it creates a gap between people I'm close with, because most of the time I'm on social media, right?
Sure.
And I think that my friends are on social media because we always say, "Gusi, no, nobody is real," so we prefer being on something that is actually not real, really. So I think it creates a gap, and the kuba ne tension between people that are close to you, while when you create a relationship outside, and you cannot create
Yeah.
now. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say.
Sure.
I think I understand what you're talking about. Like you can live in a bubble sometimes that feels like mhlambe, it's unpenetrable because you can't relate to the
Yeah.
people around because you're always on your phone.
Yeah.
And I think it's not only teens, it happens to us adults
Yeah.
as well.
We created that virtual reality for
Yeah,
ourselves.
a virtual reality.
Mhm.
It's even gotten to a point where sometimes in other families, in dinner settings, they
Yeah.
will ask you to please not use your phone. So I think if you're not mindful, you can definitely fall victim to the same thing that Lindo is saying.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Does anybody want to add? How do you think social media has caused you to relate to yourself and the people around you? It can be self-image. Do you sometimes feel like you're beautiful according to social media beauty standards? Or do you feel like there's something you need to do extra? Do you still feel like your self-esteem is intact? And to the boys, do you feel like maybe you need to have the latest kicks or PlayStation? I don't know how to do the dance moves. Does anybody wanna?
I feel like with the whole self-esteem thing, it does affect most of us for sure, myself included. So with all the latest trends and all that, you don't want to feel left out. FOMO is big. So you also want to have the latest iPhone or the latest Samsung, whatever phone it is, you want to have the latest kicks. And also now people start feeling like, oh, if I don't have knotless braids or whatever, I don't meet the standard, or
Sure.
I'm left behind, or whatever it is. And then you lose yourself in that as well.
Yeah.
You do. So then it affects a lot of aspects in your life too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine because now social media has grown so much in
Yeah.
your generation. Back in my days, you just had the pressure of seeing people wearing the latest trends. I remember at some point it was color blocking, and you just you feel the pressure,
Yeah.
but you never felt it that much because social media was not a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can relate.
Mhm. No, very, very true. I'm not sure if we're not missing anyone out. Is there somebody else wants to say about how
Yeah,
it
I would
impacts
like
them?
to say
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
For me personally, I feel as though social media has affected a lot of friendships and relationships outside or in church. You see,
Sure.
social media has
Mm.
been consumed to the point that you cannot have a conversation with a peer that doesn't involve TikTok or
Sure.
Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So social media has, for me, for what I've realized with
Mhm.
relationships I've had,
Yeah.
that social media is a way of communication.
Yes.
If you do not know the latest trends or the latest sound or something,
Yeah.
uzoba left out,
That's
because
so
Yeah.
that's what
true.
the conversation is about. So if
Yeah.
you don't follow the trends, you're not gonna be part of the
The
conversation.
conversation, sure.
So, and I can't say I don't enjoy social media because
Yeah.
of that effect, because I do,
yeah.
but it does have
Certain impact,
somewhat,
yeah.
because let's say your Wi-Fi goes off for a day or Yamakaya
Yeah.
and there's no connection.
Yeah.
Then when you come back, they're talking about, did you see that movie? Did you see that video?
Yeah.
And then you are left out in the conversation. So I feel like social media has, I don't know.
It shapes our conversation.
Exactly.
I remember seeing a video. This one guy was like, "If you cannot speak TikTok, we cannot be friends."
Oh.
And that's so real. Like if I go, "Kanjan manje," and
Yeah.
if you don't know what that
Yeah.
means, we cannot have a conversation. So it's definitely shaping how we speak.
Yeah.
That's powerful. It's profound.
That's very like I'm listening to what she's saying. I'm reminded of a story when we were kids. So which goes to my question I'm going to ask you just now. Another question I'm going to ask you now. So I went to when we were kids. Maybe it still happens now, but wrestling like WWE, SmackDown was
Yeah.
big. Was big. So there was a time where we didn't have electricity at home. I don't know what had happened, but there was there was not load shedding at the time, but we didn't have electricity. So Wednesday, there was wrestling at 8. We didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. When I went to school the following day, people were talking about it. I just felt left out. It was like really, really like a moment where I'm like, ish, I didn't see that. And they were talking about
Yeah.
a move from Rey Mysterio that he did. So, and YouTube was not like, like I was like, I'm going to go on YouTube after this. I didn't have like enough data from school to be able. So you try and get those things, but it was late.
To catch up.
You understand?
Yeah.
Which is what I want to ask you from what you also just said. Maybe you guys can tell us, maybe we can start this at, like every day on TikTok, this is my experience. I'm not very big on TikTok, but I go there. I feel like there's a new challenge every day. Do you
Yeah.
guys sometimes feel like, ish, I'm feeling left out at this point because I can't do that challenge? I mean, the other day I think I scrolled 3 times on TikTok and there was like, everything was like, "Wenzakala?" So like everything was just like that. So is there any challenge that you took place? I'll just give every one of you a chance to say something on this that took place that you were not, you were left, you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And if you can tell us if you do remember it, tell us the challenge and how it made you feel at that moment, not being able to do it or not being part of it. Like maybe let's just start there. We can start this side and then we come this side because intros happen this side first. Let's start this side this time around.
Hello everyone. Yeah, you're not too wrong about that.
Yeah.
There are challenges.
I like that you said
you
I'm not too wrong, so there's a bit.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Also based on what she said,
Yeah.
I think as well, social media is, in a way to fit in as well
Yeah.
with other people and with different
Sure.
groups.
Mhm.
So I don't know, like things like that is basically in what we do now.
Yeah.
It's basically what brings us together.
Yeah.
So I'd say yes, the different challenges. Yes, some of us, all of us, I have to assume, have done some, know some, remember some,
Yeah.
love some.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my opinion.
You can. Yeah. Let's follow the line this way. Yeah.
When it comes
Yeah.
when it comes to trying to catch up and live up to trends, I do have times where I feel like there was, I would say a long time ago,
Yeah.
just when TikTok reached its peak, I
Yeah.
kind of felt left out based on the constant dance trends, when
Yeah.
you don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at that time, I did not have a phone.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
everyone was having conversations about social media, and I had no idea what was going on. I felt like I cannot be able to reach any group.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's heavy.
It is.
Maybe to cut the heaviness because we don't want it to be too sad.
Yeah.
I want you guys to tell me what your favorite Christian influencer is. Yes, just tell us who the person is and why you like them.
Yeah.
I think you might as well know this influencer, Kamala Edishim Chai.
Our very
She's from
own.
church. She's from church. That was something I force.
Ow.
What I like about her, like, I think Ngatini, she's my role model at some point. Because ungenza ngifisa ukwazi ukuphila the way I plan. Not to say I want to be like her, but then I like the way she behaves, the way she indlela ayiphatha
Carries
ngayo.
herself and all. Yeah. Yeah.
And how she goes about doing things, and how she like. There's this YouTube video I was watching. Like I always watch her YouTube videos. So njalo, she's always constant about prayer, and kuwo wonke ama-video ayenzayo uhlezi noNkulunkulu phakathi. To school, to her drama classes, to everything, khona uNkulunkulu. Like it inspires me because I also love drama. Let's say okay. So I also love drama. Then being inspired with him. In everything you do, you need to involve God.
Yeah.
You wake up, you involve God. Like uyashaweni ucula usitshela ngoNkulunkulu. She eats usitshela ngoNkulunkulu. And I even liked songs that she likes. Like khona enye ingoma introduce. There's this song introduce like leya Victoria Orenze. I Get Back King.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I loved it. I feel like if you follow someone who is godly, like now behavior yakho izoshintsha ibe
Changes, yeah.
so you must shape yourself, and what shapes you is what you see and what you listen to.
Sure.
So,
Sorry. If you are home, please clap your hands for
you
that.
better,
Please,
you better,
because that
you
is
better.
like.
And follow Elishem Jali on YouTube,
Yes.
TikTok, and Instagram.
Yeah.
And you know what you're saying is so profound because we church with Elisha. She goes to this church. We see
Yeah.
her every day, and the Bible says you shall see them by their fruits. Which
Yeah.
she's not only like that on YouTube. She's also like that around
Yes.
us, amongst us. So that's what you call real influencing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does anybody have a favorite Christian influencer?
No problem. Yes. Yes.
I like things a lot. I like being pretty. I like dressing up.
Yeah.
But then, you can post a picture, look good, and then you get likes and all that, and then you don't have time for anything else. But then when you come across a page that it's a person who's beautiful, has likes, has comments, everything, but still remembers that, oh, I must have time for my Bible. I must have time to pray. I
Yeah.
love that. So it also like influences me because I like stuff and I like looking pretty. I shouldn't be always focused. You know, you could be on your phone and focus on the likes and all that, and then a Bible notification comes in, you're just like, hold on. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this at home, this is Mandy Mesh.
Oh wow, I was not expecting. I'm blushing now. Oh, thank you so much. I think it's possible to have both. We can't really eliminate social media.
Yeah.
Like she says, we can't act like we don't like it, but we can
Exactly.
have healthy relationships around it. And number two, we can control what we communicate to other people out there.
Yeah.
The first thing that we want them to know is that we are children of God.
Mhm.
Anything that is not of God, we completely discard it and we're not about it. G.
Yeah.
That's a full stop. Yeah.
Talking about, sorry, you want to tell us about the influencer, or you keeping your one for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, another thing that it's great to have the influencers and hear the positive impact they're doing on our lives, but there's this also one thing that comes with social media, where I think we'll start from this side, and then go that way again this time to say, I want to know, it's a conversation we have most of the time when it comes to social media and how the bad side of it, where people get cyberbullied. Has any of you maybe here or that has experienced any kind of cyberbullying, and if it's not you, great, or anybody that you know that has experienced cyberbullying, and what happened and how maybe did you deal with it at that time?
So what happened was
Okay.
I was on IG and I saw her best friend tagged her in a video, right? So she like tagged her on her page, right? It's like, no, bro, please delete your story. So me being me, right? I go on her IG page. The story is gone. So I asked my friends, did you guys see, right? Before I do that, I see that everyone is posting on their WhatsApp status, and there's a WhatsApp channel for our school, but it's just students, you know. So I see everyone is posting, oh my God, her nudes, right? So I'm confused now. Then I asked one of my friends if he saw the thingy, her pics, right? So he happens to send me to them. So when I ask her what happened, she says that she was in the bathtub bathing, right? And then a cousin came and took a snap of her and posted it on her IG. And at this time, by the time she realized or deleted it, like it had gone around the school, everyone had seen her naked, you know. So I don't really know what happened. And there was this guy that I know, right? He's a mutual friend. He was even selling her nudes. Like, if you want to see the pic, send me 70 rand and I'll like send it to you. So I don't know how she coped with that. And I'm not really close to her. I didn't even
Sure.
have like her cell phone numbers. I spoke to her through other friends, right? So I don't really know how she coped with it. But so far, I think she's doing well. And I think people have forgotten about the nudes, but people still have them. So I'm not really sure how you can cope with such, because I feel like, me personally, if that were me, I would not go back to school. How do you
Yeah.
enter the gates of your school knowing that everyone has just seen you naked and they
Sure.
still have your picture, you know,
Yeah.
and they're sharing it and selling your pictures?
Mm.
Personally, I feel like my character or personality would be destroyed, you know,
Yeah.
to the point where you even think of you think suicidal, right? And her parents, I don't think her parents know about it,
Yeah.
because how are you even gonna go about it and tell them that, okay, so my pics have gone viral on
Yeah.
Instagram? But
I think that's just another big challenge with social media, where
Yeah.
when stuff is already out, it's sometimes difficult to
take it
then
back.
control it and then
Yeah.
be able to take it back.
And the internet
So-
doesn't forget.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she says, the internet doesn't forget.
Because
Mhm.
digital
Um,
footprint is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing we would be doing an injustice not to say this as people that are older than you. We're not that old. But yeah, social media is very dangerous. It's like nje, a pit engenamkhawulo. So it's important to involve elders in your pages and the people that are around you. They must know that uphethwe when you're
Yeah.
not. Awuzlawuli, you know. There's so much that you can see on social media. There's so much you can be exposed to. But bottom line is awuzlawuli. And I've seen some parents curate and take care, like run their children's social media. Because like we said, we can't stop you from having social media. Social
Yeah.
media is a nice place to be, but you also need to handle with caution.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys did this back in primary where you do rights. You have rights, yes, according to the Constitution, but you have
Yeah.
responsibilities. And your responsibility with that social media account, you need to handle it with care. Don't harass other people.
Yeah.
And also try to find ways to be there for the people that have been affected by it, even if it means sharing God to them. Just knowing that you can use social media for other things except for harassing people or making people feel bad about themselves. And I'm going to ask you a question about that later on. But
Yeah.
I think, Zen, you want to say something?
So I just want to hear your thoughts on, like, in terms of social media in itself. What we've been having the conversation about, how can we use it for positivity, and how can we encourage people not to use it on the negative side of things? Yeah.
Okay, for me,
Mhm.
I know that social media can like do a lot of damage on our personality, character, and
Yeah.
all of that. And for people, it's most likely to be different because they think of other things different than us.
Yeah.
So now we do that, like use social media for like scrolling, seeing other
Yeah.
people's posts and all those things, having fun, like, and being cautious about the things we post or see. But other people decide to do other things, and I think if this doesn't stop right now, I think a lot of bad things are going to happen to the environment, and especially to the children who are still young
Yeah,
and still
yeah.
growing. So I would say, for me, if okay, so people created Instagram to
For a positive way.
yeah, positive way and all those stuff. I would suggest the creators of those apps to like restrict
Yeah.
posts that involve other things that are not supposed to be seen
Agreed.
by
Agreed.
especially kids.
Yeah.
So so I think it would be best for that to happen because there's a lot of people who are dating online and they're just like speaking to other people they don't know,
Yeah.
and while doing that they get in trouble, and like it just ruins each and everything about them.
Yeah.
And the other people don't realize that because they think that they are better than the others and can do whatever they want. So so in my opinion, I'll say
Restrict.
restrict
Yeah.
restrict posts that are not okay, that are bad, that show things that are not supposed to see, because it could cause something very big that could
Truly
never
agree.
be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
It's
just
okay.
add on what he spoke about? Just to support his opinion, I believe it is true. Exposure is something we should pay attention to, especially starting with the parents.
Yeah.
Based on children who have a social media account, I believe that there should be restriction and
Banning.
guidance from
Yeah.
parents
Oh,
in the
yes,
first
yes.
place of
Mhm.
what is your child posting on social media. And I
Sure.
believe it's important for the parents to be there to protect their kids. And I also believe that in social media we should bring the topic of how to protect ourselves in social media, because everyone behind the screen is someone we do not know. And
Mhm.
I believe the importance of safety in social media should be spoken about a lot more about. What should you post? What should you not post? And who should you communicate with and who you should not communicate with? Because social media is a big place, and we never know who is behind the screen.
Yeah.
As they say, Bazal, I'm listening now. Check that phone. Check our phone. Check those
Yep,
social media
yep,
accounts.
yep,
check
yep.
the DMs. Check. Yeah, there's always a paper trail somewhere, and it's gonna lead you somewhere, and you will see what your child is really getting up to. Because some of the things you cannot come back. Like Nebo said, it does a lot of damage, and exposure is just it's a lethal weapon. Once
Yeah.
you know, you know,
Yeah.
and you can't take those things back. You know.
Mhm.
So
You wanted to say something. Oh, they've already touched on it, on that thought.
Sorry. But as this thing, man, I don't really understand because it even happens with you know, my classmates.
Yeah.
My classmates family, they have a group, like a grouping, like where we study and everything. It's a group as a class where we study. And then they will just start posting an indirect post. They will start body shaming everybody in the class. I'm
Sure.
like, guys, come on. And I mean, I don't comment. Trust me, I'm always sitting and listening. As I don't want to comment in my class because I know I'm a very short-tempered person and I don't like to show it to everybody because they teach us to be God, and God is love. So we need to love our classmates. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Guti, everybody's close. I'm close kakhulu,
Yeah.
siyazwana. But there's always indirect. Every time uzothola umuntu uyabody shame or umuntu iskin sakhe bamxwasa ngebala, you never even get the opportunity to shine.
Sure.
Ube ne confidence ukuthi I want to show everybody ukuthi I know something or everything.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you opportunity uma ukuthi ufuna like let's say we're having a math session.
Yeah.
Kuzoba khona oppress omunye ozomtshela ukuthi you don't know this, so listen to me.
Abba.
So what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say ukuthi oppression ikhona.
Kus-
Yeah.
In
Like
social
within
media.
peers and
Yeah,
social media,
yeah.
and we use social media to oppress each other.
Yeah.
And you might not know ukuthi ngikhuluma into, I'm directing it to I'm causing ngikhuluma indirect, I'm posting it. So ingam affect, I wouldn't know.
Sure.
But I think I'm being her friend.
Would you
Yeah.
say, guys, sorry, mhlawumbe kungena emlomeni, would you say ukuthi it's necessary to switch off? Ngoba ngibona ngathi as much as we are digital age, nina ngathi seningene kakhulu, like Msizi mentioned earlier, niphila ku virtual reality.
Yeah.
Senishana ngama indirect emagroupini
Yeah.
nana. Do you think there's a need to switch off and go touch grass and just leave a phone
Hug a
ekhaya?
tree.
Yes.
Tree. Walk barefoot.
Yes.
Tell us
Yes.
dale
Yes.
dale, guys. Do you think there's a need for that?
Yes, a big
there is,
one.
there
A
is,
big
most
need.
definitely.
A big need.
Do you guys also feel like you're always on your phones and on social media? Maybe Nara, you want to say something about that? Do you think there's a balance? Are we lacking kule yokuya ngaphandle and just touching grass?
Yeah, as very much as just said, you actually see it as well some days that with social media as well that you barely even see people, you barely even know people.
Yeah.
It separates people, different relationships are affected, different environments just because of social media. So I think yes, you are right. It would just be nice, you're very fun parts and
Yeah.
just go outside.
I'm
guys.
How-
Yeah, just
Another
You know,
thing.
telling a man this
with your
summertime in winter, you know,
Yeah.
do stuff like that. Because I think sometimes we forget and we start seeing people as views and numbers. Like as a social media person myself, if I get 100 likes, like now I'll see it as oh my numbers are not good, are doing well. But I don't think I know 100 people. I can't put 100 people in a room right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'd be overwhelmed, you know. So I think we are out of touch with reality and mhlambe kumele siwabeke amafoni as
Real.
SDK mhlambe asicommitten
Real.
ukuthi soon sizohamba and we're going to play. Sidlale nje sikhohle nje TikTok,
Real.
you know?
Yeah. Sorry, Zen. Oh, you're not saying anything.
Oh, can I add?
Yes. Please.
Also, this whole thing of
It's on.
so this whole thing of touching grass and all that. You see, maybe I meet you through Instagram and we're mutuals, and now we bump into each other. All of a sudden, there's social anxiety. But you
Mm.
were a big mouth.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, people are antisocial.
Yeah.
but you told me on the phone that you're a people's person.
Yeah.
And also the mean stuff that I said on social media, I don't think someone would walk up to you and tell you this, that in your
Exactly.
face. Never. So
Yeah.
just stop being weird.
And parents, check if your kid is weird.
Yes.
So we are still having church discussions at Fortress of Hope, not social media, not bullying discussions. It's just church discussions. But yes, the topic is social media and technology. This topic about social media and technology, and I want us to try and come to the end of our conversation because your parents probably are looking for you. They're thinking you're playing with your phone somewhere. So uh, I'd like to hear all of you's thoughts on this one to say, how can we then interact the two? Our faith as people who go to church, as people who believe in Jesus Christ, and social media as well, or technology in itself. How do we, I'm not saying how do we get the two to complement each other? Because you are already there yourselves. You are already posting. But you have, I'll use the influencers we had, Mandy Mesh and Eli Mjali, in terms of how they use theirs, how they are inspiring people when it comes to living their full faith. How do we then, what do you want to tell people your age in terms of that?
You want to go, Zen?
Just to get assurance how we can balance our faith and social media, just to make sure.
Yeah. How do we balance the two? How do we get the two to connect, basically?
Although there are a lot of negatives about social media, there is a positive, and
Yeah.
that one thing is social media is a place where multiple people with the same view can come together and, share their interests.
Yeah.
And among social media, we have different communities, but luckily we have the Christian community, and
Whoop, whoop.
how we can do that is by exposure. Once again, I'll speak
Yeah.
about exposure. Your algorithm is based on what your interests are.
Yeah.
Because they want you scrolling on that screen.
Uh-huh.
So to get back from social media being a bad thing,
Yeah.
you'd rather change what content you expose yourself to by,
Amen.
looking by the Christian community,
Yeah.
because there's a lot by going through sermons and going through influences that talk about Christianity and talking about Christianity yourself too,
Yeah.
and sharing the word of God. That's how I believe you can
Love that.
bring faith into social media, because
Yeah.
there is a very big space where you can share with one another and share the word of God
From
on
there.
social media.
Oh, can I just add on what Uzenanda said? I personally think you should have self-discipline.
Sure.
You should know what's Anna. This
Yeah.
is what I want to watch, and this is what I should not watch. I mean, go by self-discipline and telling yourself what's no, because we, besides being Christians, we human beings.
Yeah.
We get tempted either way. I see how people get their new iPhones, and I'm saying from go try my challenge now, and they
Yeah.
might be not godly. So in think
Sure.
you need to have self-discipline. In terms of what's control it from you.
Amen.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying the
Yo, you say
You are saying a lot.
You
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
self-discipline. You're a child of God, and certain things you should not do. So ukuba self-discipline nokuthi avoid such situations, like avoid isn't as snacks.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Does anybody want to add?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd like to add in a way to what you both said. I think I'll kind of say two things. Yes, have discipline. It was a good one.
Yeah.
But also on social media, try to change your content. Because right now we're trying to speak of how we balance both
Yeah.
social media and your Christian life. So in a way, try to change your content to Christian content.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of positives as well that we could get. Because let's be honest, there are some things we know and we don't know
Yeah.
because of social media, especially when it comes to to Christianity as well.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say, because discipline is a very good thing, and yeah, just change your content to be godly in all things. And also as well, just follow the right people, because they may also be spreading a message about God, but it may not be the truth.
False, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like what our pastor has been saying, that it may be true, but it may not be the truth. So I'd say we need to do that very much.
So tailor your algorithm. Make it so it pleases God. It pleases Christ.
Yeah.
So your spirit man grows. Like I said, it's Petsaba party line. You guys, in the Magnani, you are the next generation. You know, you're the next generation of ushers, worshippers, and everything that needs to be done in the house of the Lord. You want to add? Yeah.
Please. Also, just everything they've said, that, and also, if you have exposure, use it for the right things. Like if you're a child of God, and you have exposure, use it. A story, just a Bible verse
Yeah.
a day. You touch someone with that, and then they actually start finding their own path in Christ. And now, not only have you shared the word, but you've also helped someone to get closer to Christ. And also, if you want to be people that share, a lot of people that I know also, they rather scroll through Christian videos because they're not sure if it's the truth.
Yeah.
So another thing, try to assure people, like don't say this on social media, and then when I see you in person,
Sure.
you are the ring. I mean, not that it's wrong, but like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a burn.
You're mean to people. Like maybe they're like, oh, I've seen your social media and I love you, and you're just like, but you spread
Acting like a
about God's
diva.
love.
Yeah.
Exactly. So no.
Oh, Sam, you touched me there, and I wanted to, because we're supposed to be protecting the image of God. We're supposed to be protecting the image of God. Remember,
Sure.
we were created by the image of Him. So everything
Yeah.
we do on social media or
Reflects
outside
Him.
reflects on Him.
Mm.
So I think the thing we should put in our minds, everything you do, because when you say you're a child of God, so young people represent that.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, like the thing, if you maybe in class at school, you say you're Christian, whatever, and then you back chat, and they're like, "Ooh, abazalan." Now you're not only affecting yourself.
Somosha sonke nathi.
Everybody.
Lesingekho eklasini.
Exactly. And also it's like kanti lo nkulunkulu and then khuluma ngayo
Oh.
unjani. So no.
Rights and responsibilities, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I also add to that? Just to. Sorry. I think it's also important to represent yourself the same everywhere you are, whether it be social media, at school, wherever you are, because as a Christian, whatever you say on social media should be relevant to what you do in life, because as soon as you go against what you speak of, people will question.
We'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Nobody want to say something?
Okay. So the topic, right?
Yeah.
Could you please repeat your question once again?
So in terms of how do we then balance the two? How do we get technology and our faith to complement each other?
Okay. Adding on what Lindo said, balancing social media life and Christianity is a very tough topic. Yeah.
Sure.
We can all sit here and put our mics on and be like, no, do this, do that, but mas pumalapaya, peli, finish. That's another problem that we have as teens, me myself included, right? And I feel as though there will be people who will misunderstand having a exposure of Jesus Christ, or like talking about him, like creating videos on TikTok and writing like and subscribe, Jesus loves you, ne? Then when you're done, you leave, you're going to the club or you're vaping or something. It's not you balancing social media and Christianity, ne? It's just you misleading other people as well, because you may not know, right? But there's someone looking up to you, even though you don't know.
Would you say that you can balance and also come to church, because you need to have someone that's gonna be a shepherd upon you. So you can't just really post and be like, Jesus Christ, this, and. Because if you don't have the guidance and if you're not part of a local church where you have people around you and people that you can look up to, mentors, umfundisi, and go to Sunday school where you're actually being taught on how to live the life. Because you can't just talk the talk, you have to walk the talk as well, So obviously, if vele you are going to be like and subscribe just for the views or just so you look like a Christian girly, because now it's become an aesthetic.
Yeah.
You need to come to church. Come to church so you can be pruned, so you can be taught the word. Because once the word is inside of you, it becomes alive, We were singing today, out of my belly shall flow rivers of living waters. These waters, once you come and draw from Jesus, they come and they live inside of you, So it's not enough to proclaim Jesus on social media and TikTok. You also need to come to church. So young ones, friends, come to church. We are ready for you.
Yeah. On this, on the same topic, we in terms of the balancing
I say, when we look at things in social media, right, and we have all the accounts, when you look at the right things, all the Christian things and the Christian communities, those things get suggested to you, and you might say that I'm not gonna watch this. I think this is boring or something, but you don't know that that video or post might even help you in life or what you need to overcome in your future. So I'll say, instead of us just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram or anything and just like looking at any kind of content, just go and check maybe an influencer of Ulindo and Yawona, and check them, and you might get something from it, because it'll help you very much. So that's my opinion.
Guys, I think at this point a lot has been said. I know you don't want to go. This conversation, I'm sitting here and thinking, yo,
These kids are smart.
you guys, I think I don't know how to even express this, but from everything that you've been saying here, they've also just been touching me and saying, hey, what am I actually watching on social media? What is my feed? What is because what you said in terms of the algorithms as well, in terms whatever that you watch, then will start influencing everything else
Let's come up, yeah.
So if you have the right content, it will start inspiring the right content to be coming from that. So before we wrap this up, I just wanna also say most of the things that you guys said, which I think we gonna leave this with you, is the part that social media, as much as social media has moved us from a lot of interacting with people physically, we need to be careful of the people behind the screen, because we don't know who's on the other side. Whatever that is being said, is being posted, might not really be something that benefits us or something that is changing our lives. So guys, please watch this. I don't know where you're seeing this, because I'm also gonna watch this again. This conversation has just really, really touched me. And again, this is Church Discussions at Fortress of Hope Church International Midrand Assembly. Thank you very much, guys. Amanda.
Thank you for such an inspiring talk, you guys. You've been so amazing. I think for the parents, the one thing I've noted that the teens have said is that they want to touch grass. So make sure that you prioritize. Take that forward, even though they don't want to. Take it so they can go and actually have human interactions. And it'll change in how they treat each other. Because I think sometimes we forget to become keyboard warriors. And I think you guys were born in such a digital age that you sometimes forget that there's somebody out there. We have opinions about people's skin and kanti thina asikuzele nje ukuzuza imiphefumulo. So I hope that you go out there at school and you continue to model Christ. And like everybody has said, you tailor your algorithm that it promotes the right things, so that you're constantly thinking about godly things all the time. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching again, Church Conversations. And make sure you follow us on each and every social media platform. We are there at Fochi_Midrand. That's FOCHI_Midrand. And see you. Bye.
Bye.